So Mario Maker 2 is out, and honestly, it's kind of weird. A lot of the stuff I was really excited for in the game has kind of fallen flat for me. For example, the multiplayer is laggy and just However, a ton of the stuff I wasn't excited for is actually some of the best parts of the game. Like, the story mode is amazing. I did not expect it to be that fun. Same with on-off blocks. They're by far my favorite addition to the game, and I thought they were just going to be some little side thing. However, there's still room for improvement, and it does seem like this game will get DLC. I mean, it's the perfect type of game. They're going to want to build this community up because so much of the game is focused on online. So hey guys, it's Thomas from the Switched Up, and here are 10 things I want to see added in Super Mario Maker 2 as DLC. Since there are 10 full items here, I'm just going to run in kind of lightning fast. So sorry if I don't elaborate something. If you have any questions about a specific item, comment it down below and I'll try to respond if you have a question on how something would work in my head. But chances are I just haven't thought it out yet because I'm not the best with planning ahead. Anyway, let's get into the video. So this video is going to kind of be organized in sections, I guess. The first few items on this list are going to be enemies, and in general, we didn't really get a ton of new enemies. We got quite a few new bosses in the form of Boom Boom and Pom Pom, and I guess you could consider the Charvar lava swimming 3D world guy kind of a boss, but not really. However, one thing I really wanted to see in 3D world, which we didn't get, was the addition of a conch door. Now, conch doors are this little, I don't know, they're kind of mixed between an ostrich, but they don't move at all. You can't really describe them. They just kind of peck down, and I'll show some screenshots of them up on the screen right now. Now, these could have been implemented kind of like how Bonsai Bills fire from the background sometimes in 3D World, where they peck down from the background and you can only really interact with them when they're fully extended into the playing field. Or they could just be normal enemies you drag onto the field and they peck left or right instead of in like the third dimension, like depth-wise. Regardless, they would have been another cool enemy, and I don't know, I've always liked these guys. The next enemy I would really love to see included is the Charging Chuck enemy. I could have sworn these were in the game. Like, I literally would have bet my life on it, but I just looked it up before recording this and they're not. I seriously, like, once again, I could have sworn I played against these guys, but I guess I didn't. Regardless, they're Charging Chucks. You jump on them once, they lose their helmet, run faster. I guess they're kind of like a Wiggler in that regard. But yeah, I would love these guys in Mario Maker 2. Next enemy I'd want is Birdo. Super Mario Bros. 2 as a whole, I mean the weird Doki Doki Panic one, that's always had a special place in my heart just because it's so weird, and it's one of the first Mario games I ever actually played on my own. I had the Game Boy Advance port, and I was just like, what the hell is this? I don't know why. It's always just, I've always been drawn to that game, and I think including Birdo as a new enemy type would be unique. It would definitely be weird, but hell, they added in Pom Pom, which is about as weird as bosses get because she literally just teleports, so they could definitely add in Birdo. The fourth item on my list, this hopefully will make Steve Gaming proud. I would really love to see Fuzzies in Mario Maker. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is just because I've watched so many of Steve Gaming's videos, and he loves Fuzzies, and I just assumed that they were in the game because I feel like I would have heard him complaining about it at some point, but they're not, and they're really, I mean, they're pretty unique. They just kind of float around, and you can't damage them at all unless you're in star mode, and it would make for some pretty interesting levels. I don't know, I just feel like Fuzzies are a unique enemy, and especially if you put them in 3D World, they could actually damage you when they go through clear pipes, because for some reason right now Goombas don't damage you when they go through clear pipes, you just kind of twirl past them. But yeah, I would love to see Fuzzies put into the game. So now we're on to item number 5, and we are no longer going to be going with enemies here, but I'm just going to go to like items that are in the game that I kind of want to see upgraded. Now I only have 2 of these, and one of these is a clear pipe. As I kind of alluded to earlier, clear pipes really fell flat for me in this game. Now, just as a bit of background for the 2 of you who don't know, because I talk about this game all the time, Super Mario 3D World is probably my favorite game of all time. It's up there, top 3 for sure. And clear pipes are a pretty awesome part of that game. However, they were kind of just ruined in Mario Maker 2. I mean, for the first part, you can't make branching clear pipes. As soon as you get into one clear pipe in Mario Maker 2, you're just gonna go to the same place. The main part of those clear pipes, at least for me, in Super Mario 3D World, was that you could choose, like, the direction you went in the clear pipe, like, they branched off, and I don't know, I thought that was the main point of them, but I guess not, because that wasn't even included at all in Mario Maker 2. And on top of that, enemies don't damage you when they go in, so it's literally just, like from the way I see it, clear pipes are just doors, but it takes you like 10 seconds to get to wherever you're going, and it's a scenic route. I don't know, it's just, clear pipes really disappointed me in Mario Maker 2, and I'd love to see them actually get reworked, although that won't happen because that would ruin all the stages that use them now. So this isn't really DLC, this is more of just like a gripe I have with the game, I guess, but I would love to see these fixed. The second item I'd like to see fixed, quote unquote, is, well, it's actually a power-up, and that power-up is the Builder Mario suit. And the problem is that the power-up is too cool. It is by far the coolest power-up that I've seen in a Mario game in a long time. It beats any of the new Super Mario Bros. Power-ups. Hell, it even rivals some 3D World power-ups, and as I said, that's my favorite game of all time. The cat suit and the double cherry are awesome, but the Builder Mario thing is just so cool. I don't know, something about being able to create boxes out of thin air, it just adds such a unique element to a Mario game of all games. Now obviously that's not a problem, it's actually the opposite. The problem is the power-up is too dang cool to be stuck in just the 3D World style. I don't know, I would love to see this item in other styles. The 3D World style is pretty unique, and there's a ton of levels of it right now just because it's the new thing, but unfortunately it's so different from other styles that a lot of the things in the other styles, such as the on-off switches, are outright not in the 3D World style, and that kind of sucks. I would love to be able to use like the on-off switch blocks that actually appear and disappear in tandem with the Builder Mario power-up, but unfortunately the Builder Mario power-up is only in the 3D World style. So yeah, I would love to see the Hammer Mario power-up brought into the other game styles. I know crates aren't in the other game styles, at least to my knowledge, so it would kind of be interesting to bring those over, and it would make for a lot of work, but I think it would just be so cool. Alright, we're moving on to slot number 7, and just like slot number 6, this is a power-up, but unlike the hammer suit, this is a brand new power-up that is, well, I mean, it's in other Mario games, but it's not in Mario Maker 2, and that is the double cherry. As soon as they showed off the 3D World style in that initial reveal trailer, my mind instantly went to how fun the double cherry could be in 2D Mario. I mean, that was probably 3D World's most unique power-up, even including the catsuit. The double cherry just brought an aspect never before seen to Mario. I mean, it's just so cool. You can clone yourself and then just run around wrecking havoc. And it wasn't included in Mario Maker 2. Understandable, because I mean, if you're playing in multiplayer and everyone gets a double cherry, and hell, I mean, right there, that's 8 characters the game's got to keep track of, and you got even more after that if you put in more double cherries. But it's just kind of unfortunate considering that is the coolest power-up from 3D World and it's not in the 3D World style. Once again, I get why they did it, but I don't care. This is my wish list and I'd love to see the double cherry included. Number 8 is a power-up from New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. This is a kind of overlooked power-up, and it never again appeared in New Super Mario Bros. To my knowledge. This power-up is the Blue Shell power-up, and I always thought this thing was kind of stupid. Basically, if you don't know what it does, it allows Mario to get into a shell and kind of zip around. When you have enough momentum and crouch, you go into your Koopa shell, and if you're going fast enough, you can break blocks and whatnot. I don't know, I always thought it was kind of useless. You have to have enough room to run up to use your ability anyway, that it's just like, well, I don't know, why even bother? However, just because Nintendo didn't utilize this well, doesn't mean it wouldn't be insanely awesome if the community was able to utilize this. The thing that really made me want this was on-off switches. I thought on-off switches were going to be stupid, but seeing how the community has utilized them so brilliantly makes them my favorite addition to the game. I can already imagine giant speedrun levels where you just have to get into your shell and jump at specific times and springs keep up your momentum, and I don't know, I just think that would be really, really cool. Obviously, because you can break blocks, it would add another element to the game and it would just be very unique. And hell, there's already Buzzy Beetle shells in the game, which is obviously not a similar style of Powerup, but it looks similar, so I don't know, there's that. Overall, yeah, unlike the Mario Kart blue shell, this is actually a cool blue shell that I'd love to see in Mario Maker 2. So the last two things I have on my list, number 9 and number 10, are both brand new mechanics, and I understand that chances of them adding in a brand new mechanic as DLC are pretty low. However, it is possible in two major ways. One, if they add in a new theme, which, wink wink, I'm doing a separate video on that, so it's not like I just forgot to talk about the most requested Mario Maker DLC of the entire community, I guess. They could add a new mechanic in via a theme, or via a just normal update. They did this with Mario Maker 1, they added in checkpoint flags, which is probably the item that changes the game the most. They added that in via a free update like 2 months after the game's release. So I mean, there's no problem with them adding in a big mechanic after the game comes out. I just don't think it's super realistic, but hey, they've done it before. This first mechanic at the number 9 slot is relatively, I'd say it's pretty much impossible. I think this was on a lot of people's wish list going into the game, but as we saw, this wasn't going to happen. I guess it got pushed off to everyone's Mario Maker 3 wish list. But that is, allow us to make our own, like, games, honestly. Like, allow us to make our own, or not make our own world maps, but give us an interface that's more unique than CourseBot to link our levels together. Like, it would be so cool if you were able to upload not just a level, but an entire set of levels disguised as a world. Honestly, all you really need to do is add in honestly, they could even get away with adding in the like little bare bones endless Mario challenge world map sort of thing, where literally all it is a line with circles along the line that represent each level, with maybe a pixelated flower here and there. They could get away with that. I just think it would be so unique if you could share multiple levels linked together in one, because that way you could take the core design philosophy of introducing a gimmick in one level and then expanding on it in the next and making a boss fight level in the next. Because right now what people are doing is they're making one level that not only introduces the gimmick but pushes that gimmick to its insane lengths, and I don't know, I just feel like it would be cooler if that stuff was separated up into multiple levels. I don't know, I just think being able to share level packs would be awesome, and while they don't need to make it so it's like an entire game, like you don't need to be able to make the course and make a story and whatnot, just sharing levels as a clump would be really cool. Now, normally when you get to the final item in a top 10 list, this is the item that I am by far the most confident in. I would love to see this in the game, but that could not be further from the truth here. To be honest, this is the reason I decided to make this list, because I kept wanting to make this while I was developing my own level, but then I thought about it and was like, oh god, this would really be, it would be unique if they added it in, because it would be so great if people used it right. But then again, it's the internet, so chances of everyone using the mechanic right is -100, so I don't think I'd actually like it if they added it in, but I'm just gonna complain that it's not in the game right now because I can, damn it. For real though, what I'm talking about are those hidden areas from New Super Mario Bros. Games. Specifically, I think they started in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I don't think they were in any game prior to that, but they could have been maybe. Basically, it's one of these little enclaves of a wall where you could just walk in there and there would be like a spotlight around Mario, allowing you to see into the wall and see whatever coins or secret was hidden within the wall. I've become so accustomed to looking through these things while I'm playing any New Super Mario Bros. Game that, to be honest, it feels weird playing the New Super Mario Bros. Style in Mario Maker and not looking for these hidden little exits and entrances. So I would obviously love this because it would allow people to hide in little bonus rooms or add in little power-ups that make the level easier, but then it would also be so terrible because it's just the fact that you're allowing players to add in secret hidden areas that you basically have no idea are there unless you either stumble into them or are constantly looking out. Oh my god, that I could just already see like a giant maze-like level where you need one key to get to the end of the level, or hell, even make it one coin, because now there's the new clear conditions, and it's just hiding in some random wall somewhere. Like, people already make troll levels that are bad enough. We don't want this. Basically, I know I'm not making any sense, and I know this is gonna sound incredibly self-centered, but I would love for me to be able to include these little hidden enclaves in my levels, but no one else to, because I feel like the internet would screw it up. But seriously though, who knows? Any of these things could be added, although most of them probably will never be. However, it is Nintendo, you never know. If you made it this far, thank you, and seriously, if you liked the video or just enjoyed it in general, it means a lot to me. This video is probably long enough. The recording file is at like 30 minutes because I'm just rambling on. I'm gonna cut out so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Thomas from the Switch Stop, signing off. Peace.